Good evening, friends. You are most welcome to Think IS channel. Today we are discussing the Kurukshetra magazine summary. Our topic is agro-based industries, unfair trade practices and remedies. Agro-based industries are a perfect example of mutually beneficial dependence between the primary and the secondary sector of the economy. It is well established that in India, agro-based industries address important issues of poverty and unemployment by utilizing local resources. Profile of Agro-Based Industries, Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation's Annual Survey of the Industries ASI indicates that 43.6% of factories are agro-based industries. Almost a similar proportion, 42.7% of the persons engaged in accounted for by agro-based industries. Data collected from Directorate General of Commercial Intelligence and Statistics DGCI and S Directorate General of Commercial Intelligence and Statistics points to the fact that micro, small and medium scale agro-based industries have been contributing to about one-fifth of the India's total export, with exports remaining in the range of 56,000 US dollars to 59,000 million in the past 4 years. 56,000 to 59,000 million US dollars in the past 4 years. Unfair trade practices. Agro-based industries lose their competitive edge due to unfair trade practices adopted by exporters of other countries. Such practices manifest the following two forms. Dumping. Exporters from other countries often dump their products in Indian markets at rates cheaper than those at which they sell their products in their domestic markets. Subsidize. Subsidies. Government of those countries are observed to be providing subsidies to their exporters. In both the cases, the competitive scenario is distorted and the domestic industry is at loss. Another related issues is that sometimes the cheap imports are found to be of low quality, thereby adding to environmental problems and hygiene related issues. Trade remedies. India's Custom Tariff Act 1975 and related anti-dumping rules and CVD rules 1995 provides the legal backing to protect the domestic manufacturer against unfair trade practices. The Directorate General of the Trade Remedies, Directorate General of the Trade Remedies, DGTR, under Department of Commerce, is a quasi-judicial body. On the recommendation of DGTR, Directorate General of Trade Remedies, the enhanced duties are put into place by Department of Revenue. Another trade remedial measures distinct from an ADD or a CVD is a safeguard measure which may be resorted to by a government when there is a surge in imports of any commodity due to which serious injury is caused to the domestic industry. In such a case, the affected country can impose a safeguard duty. Conclusion. Given the most agro-based industries are in micro, small and medium enterprises and may not have the wherewithal to stand competition from cheaper or subsidized imports, the role of the government becomes all the more important. To assist the domestic industry, DGTR, Directorate General of Trade Remedies, has recently set up a help desk and facilitation center on 23rd September 2019. Awareness generation amongst agro-based industries become a key ingredient in successful utilization of available trade remedies and to protect them from unfair trade practices of export of the other countries. Perspective of dairy industries in India. Importance of dairy industries. Indian dairy sector that includes milk production, collection, processing, distribution and marketing plays a seminal role in rural economy second only in agriculture. second only to agriculture. Over 71 million of 147 million households in the country depends on dairy for their livelihood. Livestock sector contributes nearly 26% to rural income in case of poorest households and about 12% in case of overall rural income. Dairying provides a remunerative outlet for family labors other than income generation and livelihood security. Dairying also ensures nutritional security for the family. Dairy sector is uniquely characterized more by production by masses rather than mass productivity. The scenario: milk production in India stands at 176.3 million tons in 2017-18, but due to the various socio-economic factors, there exists wide interstate variability in milk production. While the per capita availability of milk is 375 grams per day at all India level, it varies between 71 grams per day in Assam to 1120 grams per day in Punjab. India is world's largest producer and consumer of the milk. India is world's largest producer and consumer of the milk, accounting for nearly 19% of the world's milk production. Indian dairy sector is struggling with low productivity of animals, which is estimated as 1806 1806 kilogram per year, as against the world average is of 2310 kg or 2310 kg. But diverse population of cattle and buffaloes offers great prospects for increasing the milk production. India is blessed with a huge diversity or biodiversity of 43 indigenous cattle breeds and 13 buffalo breeds. Steps taken: intervention of dairy cooperatives has increased farmers' income, created employment opportunities, eased availability of credit to poor farmers, led to empowerment of women, enhanced nutritional security, and also increased flow of new technology. Women members of the dairy cooperatives are also being encouraged to assume leadership roles. Despite immense utility and impact, dairy cooperatives are facing several constraints and challenges, mainly due to state cooperative laws. Hence, Government of India launched a central sector scheme in 2016-17 to support state cooperative dairy federations in providing a stable market access to farmers. A corpus fund of 300 crore rupees has been kept in perpetuity with National Dairy Development Board NDDB to provide soft loan as working capital to dairy federations. Moving further, formation of farmer producer company in dairy sector has mobilized farmers to enhance their capacity as producers and marketing professionals. Organic dairies opportunities glow with challenges. Organic mill is free from pesticide, herbicide, antibiotics, and growth hormones that are generally present in conventional milk, although in residual quantities. Currently being at a nascent stage, organic dairies account for only 1% market share. Producing organic farm fresh milk is an expensive proposition. Milking animals must be reared using the practice of organic farming, and milk must be certified in order to be marked as organic. Milking animals may be allowed to graze only on pasture, to be fed organic certified feeds, and may not be treated with chemical drugs. Use of growth hormone is also prohibited. Similarly, animals cannot be given antibiotics for treatment. These requirements make milk more costly. Another challenge is to maintain and preserve milk quality of milk during entire supply chain. As a rule, preservatives are not added in the organic milk, so milk gets spoiled within 8 hours. So, a quick and reliable distribution system should be in place. Despite all these odds and challenges, organic dairies have emerged as a new and potential arm of the conventional dairy sector of India. In order to boost dairy processing and infrastructure, a special fund, Dairy Processing and Infrastructure Development Fund DIDF, was created for the period from 2017-18 to 2028-29. The project is being implemented by National Dairy Development Board and National Dairy Development Corporation. These two are involved here. This fund is helping build an efficient milk procurement system by setting up chilling infrastructure, modernization of processing infrastructure, and adding manufacturing facilities for value added products for milk unions and milk producer companies. Beside this fund, additional cold chain and processing infrastructure is being created under Kisan Sampada Yojana run by Ministry of Food Processing Industries. Key challenges faced by dairy sectors in India: low productivity in Indian bovines, low productivity in of Indian bovines, imbalanced feeding to animals, imbalanced feeding to animals, limited access of milk producers to organized sector, age-old infrastructure operating on absolute technology, lack of organized credit system, lack of manufacturing facilities for value added products, lack of efficient chilling infrastructure at village level, lack of penetration in smaller sites or towns in terms of milk marketing, and lack of efficient cold chain distribution network. Plans for Prosperity. The Union government prepares and implemented a holistic National Action Plan for Dairy Development for 2022 in 2018. The National Action Plan envisions to increase milk production to 254.55 million metric ton by 2021-22 and 300 million metric ton MMT by 2023-24. Recently, Prime Minister has launched National Artificial Insemination Program to cover entire country with quality artificial insemination AI services. Various breed development interventions are being implemented under Union government schemes such as National Dairy Plan Phase 1 and Rashtriya Gokul Mission. Further, a National Bovine Genomics Center for Indigenous Breed (NBGS IB) is being pave way set up to pave way for systematic and fast-paced improvement of the precious indigenous animal resources using highly precise gene technology. Union government also implemented a comprehensive national dairy plan phase 1 during 2011-12 to 2018-19. Currently, NADB National Artificial Insemination Program and NADB has initiated talk with the World Bank and concerned government department to launch second phase of the plan. National Dairy Development Board NADB. The second phase will primarily focus on the developing milk processing infrastructure and establishment of milk quality testing equipment at critical points of procurement areas. Government of India launched an ambitious dairy entrepreneurship development scheme, dairy entrepreneurship development scheme, with the objective to promote entrepreneurship by generating opportunities for self-employment in dairy sector. NABARD is the nodal agency. Way forward: at present, India's share in global dairy trade is just 1%, which needs to be enhanced by technology, infusion, and quality management. We need exclusive and dedicated efforts to transformation or to transform Indian dairying into a global competitive enterprise with welfare of farmers at the core. Jute industry scenario and opportunities. Jute industry is one of the oldest textile industry involving directly and or indirectly a large number of people. Among several natural fibers, jute is next to cotton as per availability is concerned. However, today sustainability of the industry is being questioned. History. It is second to flax origin in Mediterranean region and later came to India. It has been popular for more than a century for its industrial application mainly as packaging material in different sectors agricultural and geotextile application and carpet backing. In 1854, the first jute mill or factory in India was established in Rishira, Rashira, Rishira 20 km north to Calcutta. After independence, India suffered a setback as most of the jute cultivated lands remained in Bangladesh and the jute industries were left in India. With the intervention of science and technology, today India is self-sufficient to produce the jute required for jute industries in our country. However, the quality of Bangladeshi jute is much superior to jute grown in India, which is due to availability of more quality of free flowing water. Jute cultivating regions in India. It is confined to West Bengal, Eastern Bihar, Assam, Odisha, Tripura, and Andhra Pradesh. Out of these states, West Bengal, Bihar, and Assam contribute about 80% of the total production. Problems associated with jute industries. At present, there are only 60 jute producing mills in India. At present, there are only 60 jute producing mills in India. Most of these mills are along with Hooghly River, especially to the north of the Kolkata. Most of these industries are still producing the age-old products like jute sacking and hessian as packaging material and some extent carpet backing. There is need to diversify product development processes for commercial purposes due to use of very old primitive machinery. The efficiency of the machines is not up to the mark due to frequent breakdowns. Defective and inferior quality products are being made. Input cost is increasing day by day, which is affecting the competitiveness. There is a stiff competition with the synthetic industry for similar packaging material. Jute industry suffers a lot from different political interference, labor problems, and shortage of jute fiber supply due to low rainfall. Government initiative. Government had enacted the JPM Jute Packaging Mandatory Act 1987 with an objective to protect the jute industry. As per this act, the food grains and sugar produce is reserved and mandatory packed in jute bags manufactured every year. Conclusion. Application of the jute area must be increased. Also, India needs to work on quality by adopting new technologies, research and development, implementing newer technologies, diversified products, and improved machinery through intensive modernization will fetch more profit. Thank you very much.